What's going on, YouTube? What's going on, man? It's your boy, Trucker Richie Rich. We made it, baby. 2021, we are here. Yeah, boy. Hey, what's up, everybody, man? This is Trucker Richie Rich. I'm sorry I haven't made videos in a while. I've been working, trying to set some things up in my own life, make sure I was straight. But we here now, baby. What's up? Oh, man, I'm going to tell you something, man. I'm trying to make some dollars out here, brother. I don't want to make any sense. You feel me? Listen, I'm alive. I'm kicking. You know, I had somebody make a comment like, yo, are you still alive? I'm sorry, y'all. I be working, man. You know what? It seemed like I be working the late shift. You know what I'm saying? I be driving from like 10 in the morning to 10 at night to like 7 in the morning. So, you know, I'm sorry about it. I be tired when I'm done, you know. But luckily, things have changed. Well, sort of. You know, I'm running the Southeast now. I'm not over the road per se. I'm running pretty much the Southeast dedicated that Prime has. And you know what? I'm pretty happy with it. You know, it just keeps me in Atlanta, South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Texas. You know, I've been driving truck for about 9 years. And, you know, your boy's getting tired of the cold, man. I can't take the cold no more. You know, even though I'm coated in the polar bear's toenails, I just, you know, I want to stay a little warm. You feel me? So I'm making this video, and I had a conversation with a guy the other day, and he asked me, he was like, you know, Rich, how do I know I'm winning out here? Like, how do I know I'm being successful? How do I know that I'm with a winning program? Okay. And I know some of you guys are like, Rich, what are you talking about? What is he talking about? These are lessons that I wish I would have learned 8 or 9 years ago when I first got into trucking. My trainer at Stevens, he kind of hinted on it, but he didn't really beam it into my head. Okay. And I wish he would have. And when I became a trainer, I try to beam this into every student's head that I ever came across. Hundreds of students that I ever came across. You know, I tell you, you know, a smart person learns from their mistakes, but a wise person learns from the mistakes of others. And one thing that I say was a true mistake is the pay. Okay, this is a video about how much money should you be making while you're being a truck driver. Listen, folks, this is important. Okay, this is the words out of my mouth. You know, I'm gonna say it loud and clear, and I hope you guys understand. So the guy asked me, Rich, how do I know when? How much money do I need to be making to know that I'm winning in this game of trucking? I told him what my trainer told me, okay? And I wish I would have drummed it into my head more. Every week that you're on the road and you're a company driver, you need to be making at least $1,000 a week. Bring home. That doesn't mean $1,000 gross and they take taxes and deductions and then you wind up with $600 or $700 a week. No. I'm talking you should be making $1,400 to $1,500 a week as a company driver, and with all the deductions, you bring home at least $1,000 a week as a company driver. Okay, if you are not bringing home $1,000 a week as a company driver, okay, listen to me. Reevaluate who you work for. Reevaluate who you work for, what carrier you're working for. Take that truck back, okay? Take your stuff out and say goodbye. And I mean consistently, okay? Not one week you make $1,000, next week you make $600, okay? Unless you're a lazy truck driver. If you're a lazy truck driver, and I'll give you a prime example in a short minute what a lazy truck driver is, but, you know, as a company driver, you need to be home. You need to bring home at least $1,000 a week after everything is done. Okay, there's no sense of you being out here on this road and you're not winning. Okay, a loser's mentality will accept anything, but a winner's mentality, you have to win every week. Okay, you got to win every week. I'll tell you a quick thing. When I was with another company, I couldn't name it, the obvious, but when I was with another company, I had a driver manager tell me, he said, Rich, well, your averages are pretty good. I mean, you make this much this week, but this week kind of slows down, and the next week you kind of make up for it. And I had to stop him in his tracks. I told him simply, why am I even working for you guys if I cannot be consistent? Okay, I'm away from my family. I'm working in the harshest conditions in the United States. I'm working hard for you. I am getting the loads on time. I'm doing my job. At least you can do is make sure I am paid, respected and paid. Okay? Listen, folks, even coming off the gate, you need to make that. Now, you new drivers are going to make some mistakes. You're going to go to a wrong address. You're going to show up late to a load. That's understandable. In the first couple months, yeah, you might make mistakes as a new driver, okay? But if you are a veteran driver, and veteran driver out here is a person who's been driving for 3 months solo. Okay, it doesn't take long. You need to be seeing $1,000 a week as a company driver, okay? Now, as a lease operator, that's 1 foot in the game of owner-operator, 1 foot out the game as a company driver, okay? If you lease the truck, that means you pay for everything on the truck, from the fuel to the tires to the brakes to the crack in the window. You need to be making at least $1,800 per week. If you are not making $1,800 per week, you take that truck back to where you got it, and that's all she wrote. Okay? But you need to be making at least $1,800 per week. So let me see, what's this up here? Having a conversation with somebody watching me. Well, it is what it is. But maybe he need to listen to what I'm saying too, What I'm doing is dropping jewels and game for you. Okay, I'm dropping knowledge for you. Because if you don't know, now you do. You can't use the excuse that you don't know. Okay? So as a company driver, pulling it for a carrier, mega carrier, mom and pop, $1,000 a week over the road. Okay? As a lease driver, at least $1,800 a week. Okay? Now, I don't want to hear this crap, because I'm going to tell you what happened to me when I worked for another previous carrier. 1 week I might make $1,500 or $1,800, right? And then next week I make $600-700. That's unacceptable. Every week that you're driving that truck and that you're moving loads, you need to win. Okay? You got to tell your driver managers you're here to win. Now, here's my thing. If you're a lazy trucker, and I'll give you an example of a student I had. Okay? I had a guy from Africa. He was a good student. We had a little bump in the heads, but he was a good student. So I'll tell you what he did. When he was with me for 5 weeks, every day I made sure he drove his 10-hour clock. Every day. And he did. But then what happened was when he graduated from my truck and I let him on his own, about a month later he calls me. He's like, Rich, I think I gotta quit. And I said, well, what's going on? What are you doing? And he started explaining to me, man, they're having me go to the shipper to pick up a load, and I only drive about 200 miles, and then they have me repower, which they take the load from me. And then they have me go back to that shipper and pick up the load. And I asked him, I said, well, how long are you driving for? He said, well, I drive about 2-3 hours a day. I said, well, that's your problem, okay? You are a lazy trucker. You have to drive at least 8 hours a day. That means keep this door closed for 8 hours and keep the foot on the gas and go down the highway. 8 hours, at least. If not, these carriers, some of them like Stevens, I'll tell you about Stevens. They won't fire you. They won't say, hey, your production's crappy, we don't need you. What they do is say, hey, this guy doesn't really want to drive, but we need him to pick the load up. And I'm going to tell you why. I was on a home time one time, right? And my phone was blown up by Stevens. They kept calling me. And so I answered the phone finally. I was like, what's going on? I'm on home time. What do you guys want? Rich, we need a solid favor from you. Okay? We know you're on home time. We're going to get you your home time back. We just need you to go pick up this load. Please. And I'm like, I'm on home time. I don't want to be bothered. They're like, listen, please. The problem is, if we don't pick up this load, another carrier is going to get that revenue. We're going to lose. So I had to get out of my house, get back in the truck, go pick up the load, wait for another driver to come get it. Because the guy who was supposed to get it, he was late. He was very late. So a carrier will make you go back to a shipper and pick up a load just to get the revenue from it. And I learned that lesson. You know, as long as they have possession of it, they get the money for it. So what they were doing to that student, basically, because he was a lazy trucker, they're like, look, we're not going to be mad at you. Just keep going back to these meat places and picking up the load for us. And we'll just take it from you. You know, and I told him, I said, if you want to stop that, drive that freaking load, brother. Get your foot on the gas and do what you were doing with me. Don't get brand new because you're by yourself. You know, this is not a lazy sport here, unfortunately. You got to work. So anyway, that brings me to my last conclusion. You know, listen, guys. You know, I know that I'm going to get a bunch of comments on here talking about, Rich, that's not fair. I only make $600 a week or I do this. And I said, listen, I'm telling you something that I should have learned 9 years ago. Okay. I mean, I was taught, but he didn't sink it in my head. My trainer did, and I wish he would have. And me personally, I beat it into all my trainees' heads. Listen, you want to be a winner. You're out here to win. If you want to be a loser, go park the truck and go work a job at McDonald's or something. I'm not saying people who work at McDonald's are losers, but just that you're here to make money. Okay, this is not I do you a favor job. You're not doing this for recreation. You're doing this because you want to provide a lifestyle for yourself or somebody else, or you just want to make more money. Okay, this is a money business here. Okay, so guys, I'm still alive and kicking. I'm just busy. I'm gonna try to make more videos. I apologize. You know, like, subscribe, and comment. And if you guys come to Prime, listen, I've been winning. I have. Even this dedicated, I've been winning. So any questions, leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Other than then, peace.